What's going on, everybody? Tanner here with another video. Hope you're all having an amazing and productive day so far. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make your first sale online, specifically with dropshipping. Now, dropshipping is a business that a lot of people have tried to get into and a lot of people have failed with. And a common message that I get from people is saying they haven't made their first sale, whether it's been a day, a month, a year. You know, it can definitely take some time. Now, there are people that are very impatient with it. You do have to understand that this is a business like any other kind of business where it takes time and momentum, and you really need to understand the fundamentals to get you to making that first sale and many more to come. So in this video, specifically with Facebook ads, I'm going to be showing you what you need to know, some little tips and tricks to getting you your first sale here within the next few days. Now, if you do learn something from this video and it helps you make your first sale, make sure to update me in the comments and let me know, so others that watch this video and see those comments are aware that you can still succeed with dropshipping. It definitely just takes some time and effort. So there's a lot of things that people miss out and don't focus on when they first start dropshipping, and I want to cover all of those little tips and tricks here in this video, from the product to the ads, so you know how to get your first sale. So if you haven't already, make sure to hit that big subscribe button and turn on those notifications, because I do post videos every other day, and I have a big scaling video coming up here on Cyber Monday, which is just in 2 days. So without further ado, let's hop on my computer, choose a product, and get moving. So the three main things that we are covering today are going to be the products, the store, and then the ads. The most important one is going to be the ads. You know, a lot of people may think that the product is the most important part, and it definitely is important, but you shouldn't be overthinking it and spending way too much time trying to find that perfect product. So we're going to go on here and just choose a quick product. I'm going to show you how I would do some basic research and show you what I would sell it for, and we'll go from there. So the most simple way to do product research on AliExpress is just going to be going to any category, any of these main ones, and then choosing a subcategory and sorting by orders. So very simple, and I'm going to show you why, you know, most products you can sell and test and make your first sale just within a couple of days of your ads running. So we're going to choose phones just because pretty much everybody has a phone. So we're not actually going to go to phones, we're going to go to mobile phone accessories, because this is definitely a big market here to sell online. And then all we're going to do is sort by orders. So when we go here, you know, we're going to see a lot of screen protectors, and I'm sure a lot of phone cases. And these are things that all sell. You know, most people have a phone and people need these specific items. So just looking at the order number, you can see how many have sold in total, and pretty much just scroll down here and choose what you want to sell. So I'm seeing mostly just screen protectors, so I want to narrow it down a little bit more. So we're going to actually go to phone cases. And as you can see, there's so many different categories and subcategories on AliExpress that the product options are really unlimited. So let's go here to phone case and covers, see what they got. Again, we're going to sort it by orders, and now I've sold in the phone case niche and done pretty well. The thing I like about them is that they're perfect for people that are new to dropshipping and just wanting to start making their first sales and a little bit of profit to reinvest into a future store is what I would definitely recommend, because you can see most of these here, you know, they're only a couple bucks, and you can sell them from anywhere from $20 to $30-ish, depending on what kind of case it actually is. And the good thing about selling a phone case is that you can upsell a screen protector. So let's say you're selling a phone case here for $20. When someone adds that to their cart, you can set up an upsell for a $5 screen protector that costs you only, you know, 25 to 50 cents. So you're adding on that extra $5 on that order without paying for any extra ad spend. So any kind of phone accessories can really make you a good amount of money, and they're really simple to make sales with. So we're gonna get to ads here in a second, but let's go ahead and just choose a case and go from there. So scrolling through here, you can see there's so many different cases. You know, these are very basic, over 100,000 sold, and we want to make sure that we're choosing a case for main phone brands, obviously iPhones, and different types of devices that are very popular. So I'm still here only on this first page of the AliExpress results that we've been looking at. And one thing that instantly caught my eye was just this listing right here, because it's something different. It's not just like the normal one color phone case that I've been seeing on here, and it caught my eye. Only 15,000 sold, and it has this little bonus sale going on where it's only 1 cent per order. So 1 cent is obviously pretty much nothing. You just have to find these deals, and you know, this does have reviews, it does have orders, so this is a legitimate listing, and I'm sure this price isn't going to be here forever, especially with the shipping. You know, we scroll down here, we can see 30 to 50 days, and we can pay a little bit extra to expedite it, which is probably a good option. So, you know, right here, you're spending about $3 per order. which is still about a 4-week shipping time. That's pretty much the only issue with drop shipping lightweight items like a phone case, is the shipping times, but it's also very cheap. You just need to make sure that on your product pages, you're making your customers aware of how long it's gonna take. And if you do want better shipping, the easiest way to do it is I would go here, find the supplier, send them a message, and see what kind of deal they can give me on shipping and how quick we can have them delivered. So you can see right here, you just go up to the name and then contact now, send them this listing and ask about what shipping options they have. So this is perfect because it has all the main iPhones. You know, it's only a cent, but I'm sure if you start selling this, especially with the different shipping options, you know, you're gonna be spending around $4 to $5 per phone case that you're selling. So you could easily sell this for $19.97 and already have a $15 or more profit margin. And then you set up 2 different things. 1 is gonna be the upsell for the screen protector, and 2 being quantity breaks, so people could buy multiple for a little discount. So now we have a product that we're gonna test with, and it's gonna be super easy to make sales, honestly. Once you understand these fundamentals that I'm gonna show you in your ad campaigns, then it's all gonna make sense to you. And the second step to what we're talking about is the store. So now you've chosen a product, how do you actually get it onto your store? How do you set it up? Now that's an entire video in itself, being over an hour long, most definitely. So that's not gonna be in this video specifically, but I am gonna do something super special for you guys right now, since it is between Black Friday and Cyber Monday, which are the biggest e-commerce times here in the United States. What I'm gonna do is give you guys 50% off my pre-built store packages that I sell. So in my description is the special link for getting 50% off my pre-built stores, where we offer one product stores, niche stores, and general stores. And obviously we are including products that we hand select here. We set up all of the fundamentals on the store, the copywriting's taken care of, all the secret little conversion tactics, and of course a few different apps that we like to use consistently. So you go here, you press build my store, and just choose the one that you want. It's as simple as that. And this offer for 50% off is gonna be available through December 1st. So you have until midnight on Cyber Monday to get your store for 50% off and take advantage of this opportunity. And since these stores are all made separately and not just, you know, copies, we do have a development team. These do take a little bit of time to make, and we put a lot of effort into them. So usually it only takes about a few days to get them done and deliver. But in order to do that, we're limiting the quantities of how many we're selling. So we're only selling 15 of each category. So 15 one product stores, 15 niche stores, and 15 general stores. So if you go to the link and you're still able to purchase, then good for you, you got one of the spots. And I'm excited to see you get your store where you're just gonna pretty much instantly be ready to run ads. So speaking on ads, let's go ahead into the Facebook Ads Manager, and I'm gonna show you how I set up ads for a product test step by step for this phone case that we just picked. So here we are in a brand new ad account on Facebook, and the first thing I wanna do is just set up my columns, because if you leave your columns default and you start running ads, you're really not gonna know what you're looking at, and it's gonna be pretty confusing. So I'm gonna set up these columns really quick. I'm gonna see you guys in just a couple of seconds and then explain to you why I set up what I did. So we click apply, and then we save it, obviously, because we don't wanna lose it. And usually I just put, you know, like something in there like M's, because I wanna make millions. And set default, and then drag these just so they fit. And now when you're looking at your data from your ads, it's gonna be a lot easier to read what's actually going on, instead of being sort of lost in the sauce and, you know, not know what's going on. Because when you don't know what's going on, it's easy to lose money. And we don't want you to lose money. We're here to make your first sale and many more. So just some basic things, you know, this is gonna be what you spend and then the conversion value. So if you spent $20 and made back $1,000 in revenue, which would be pretty crazy, but it definitely does happen, you know, that would reflect here on your columns. And then the ROAS is just your return on ad spend. So, you know, if you spent 20, brought back 100, it would be a 5 ROAS. And then obviously purchases and cost per purchase, and just link clicks, add to carts, checkouts, so you can see what's going on with your funnel. So first things first, we're gonna create this campaign, and I always go for conversions. I know a lot of people like to go for different things and optimize for like traffic, but you're really just gonna burn money. If you wanna make sales, and especially your first sale like we're talking about in this video, you need to understand that you need to optimize for conversions, because you want conversions, you want a sale. You don't want a bunch of traffic that's not gonna buy anything. So we're gonna title this campaign, Marble Phone Case Cold, because we're just doing cold targeting right now. And now we're just gonna do next, we're doing ad set level budget. So here you have our pixel name. Don't be suspicious. purchase, because we want purchases. Obviously this is just a brand new pixel I made, so it's not on a store or anything, but I wanted to make sure you guys actually know how it works. So for that case, if we're selling it for $20 or $19.97, I want you guys to actually test this, one of you. Follow exactly what I'm doing on here and let me know how it works. Now I would definitely recommend either a $5 or a $10 a day budget, because if you do anything higher than that, it's most likely going to be unprofitable right off the bat, because it's going to be spending that ad spend pretty quick within the first day and really isn't giving itself enough time to optimize and find the right people that would buy this phone case. So by putting it at, let's say, a $5 a day budget, then it's going to spend for a couple of days to find the right people before it gets that first sale. So hopefully it gets that first sale within, the end of the first day or beginning of the second day. But yeah, I think 5 is honestly the perfect budget for this. So if it's past like 12 p.m. your time, I would go ahead and just schedule it for 12 a.m. But since it is 3 a.m. already here, then I would just go ahead and let this go, because you're gonna see the best results throughout the day, past the morning. But we're not gonna do anything else here on the budget and schedule. We're keeping it simple. Usually when I'm testing, I'm just starting off in the United States, especially right now with COVID and everything going on, because shipping can be a lot more expensive and times can be delayed. Shipping to other countries, especially like Canada, the UK, any other countries you might be targeting. Australia isn't too bad. You really just need to talk to your supplier and see which countries you can sell to and get the exact shipping times and all that. But I'm gonna keep this super simple to just the United States. No age breakdown, no gender breakdown, and here's the interest section. And my first ad set that I make, I always do is no interest. So leaving this completely blank and always having that box checked. I know a lot of people may tell you not to, but I promise your conversions will be cheaper if you do click this box. So now we're just gonna name this ad set here at the top, no interest. Scroll back down here, automatic placements, no cost control, and then next. So now here's the part where you're setting up the ad itself, whether you're doing an image or video. But for a phone case like this, it's gonna be an image because it's pretty self-explanatory. So we can honestly just use a picture from the product page here on AliExpress. Now I know you can't download the image, like save directly from the window here on AliExpress, but the easiest way to do it is just copy the exact name, go to Google, search it, and they're all gonna be here. So we're gonna use one just super simple like this, looks nice and clean. Save this image. So we just uploaded the image that we downloaded, keeping it super simple. And right here is gonna be the website URL. I see some people just put the main link to their store, the home page. But if you're running ads for this specific product, unless you're running a one product store, then I would definitely put the specific product page. And most times I'm gonna do the call to action for get offer, which we'll click right here. And now you're gonna have the primary text, which is gonna do a little bit of the selling. Now, obviously the image or video that you're using is gonna be doing the main selling and getting people to click on the link and go to your store, but having the ad copy here obviously helps. I'll usually just have one line of information and then another line for call to action. So for the copy, we're just gonna type our stunning marble phone cases available for iPhones, and then the link. So that's just a rough draft. I'll always do that. And maybe here I'll go in and do a little hard eyes and do that, and then you're gonna have your link here. So in the actual copy itself, it's gonna take up these first two lines, and people aren't gonna have to click see more, and they're automatically gonna be able to click that call to action link and go there. So a phone case is very simple. You don't need to really do a lot of persuading in the copy itself unless you're doing a specific sale. Like right now it's between Black Friday and Cyber Monday. You could say something about that. But there is one little trick I want to show you can put here in the description. So just go to Google, type in black star icon, click here, we're gonna copy it. Oh, I clicked on an ad. I'm about to get retargeted for that over the next few days. So go here, get your black star icon description, paste that 5 times, and then we're just gonna type in a random number, and then we'll type here in the headline, colorful marble phone case. So now we have a very basic but effective ad setup. One of you guys should definitely test this exact product with this similar setup to what I've showed you right here and run it. So now we have the ad creative made and one ad set, but we haven't chosen any specific interest. So I want to show you what you should do for setting up new interest, because you want to set up between 5 and 10 ad sets. There really isn't a specific number, but you want to keep it as general as possible. I used to try and get specific as possible, but never saw the results that I did nowadays testing with very general things. So let's type in here like phone case. Let's see what we got. So, here we'll go phone. iPhone is a big one for sure. We'll just use that. Very, very big. We have the box always checked, and that's always going to give us a reach of 230 million, even though this interest is actually a lot bigger than that. So we'll leave iPhone there, and then I'm just going to duplicate this several more times, and I would go through here and just make very, very broad interests. So when we think of the product we're actually selling right now, we can somewhat relate it to more general things like fashion and things like that. And what you can do from there is actually just think of like specific brands that are related to the product you're selling. So for this, I'm thinking it's, somewhat of a more fancier style phone case. It looks very nice and classy. So a brand maybe I would want to put in here that's pretty broad is, Nordstrom. They sell a lot of different brands under themselves, but the people that are interested in Nordstrom are most likely going to be interested in this case. So I would definitely use it. Let's see how big the audience size is. There we go, 30 million, we have the box checked. So the Facebook AI is automatically gonna find people that we know want to see this. And now we have that, and publish and go from there. So we have the column set up, we have our first campaign, and we're gonna start to see some sales roll in as the time goes on. So there you have it. That's how to make your first sale online with dropshipping, specifically using Facebook ads. But this is really just the information that I wish I had when I first started dropshipping, because it has all the fundamentals that you need to know. And I want you guys to go through here and pretty much follow step by step what I've done with your own product, the same one I did. It really doesn't matter. And keep me updated in the comments if you've made your first sale, because I know this is something that's gonna help a lot of you guys get to the place that you want to be. And if you really want to pick up the pace with getting to where you want to be, I highly, highly suggest you pick up one of the pre-built stores that I have while they are 50% off through midnight on December 1st. So that link's going to be in the description where you can check it out, as well as any other resources you may need. And as always, my Instagram DMs are open if you need any help outside of this video. Sometimes it does take a while for me to respond, but I try to get back to every single person if you have a legitimate question. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, you learned something from it, and if you did, make sure to leave a big like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.